Hey guys, you're listening to the Lucid podcast. Today we're going to be talking about seances. If we would be willing to participate, we're going to be talking about what we think hell looks like, and we'll segue into stuff about essentially cursed and possessed objects. So you're in for a pretty entertaining episode, I think. So I guess without further ado, we'll get right into it.
So, would you want to participate in a seance if you had the chance?
Well, it would depend on what or who you're trying to contact and why.
Yeah.
If it's a seance where it's like a pagan type of thing where it also, I guess, depends on what your definition of a seance is.
Yeah. I mean,
like,
I don't really know what goes into it.
Yeah, is doing spell work and talking to different entities, is that always considered a seance if you're reaching out to something that's in a different dimension? Because if that's so, then yes, because, is part of practicing magic, a lot of people contact, different deities, shit like that, especially if it's connected to, paganism, which, I guess you could call, Wicca, or, Druid, anything that has to do with druids, or, anything like that, then yeah, I would be willing. But if you're talking about, in the sense where it's like movies, and you're talking about contacting things that are gonna fuck you up, then no, why the fuck would you do that?
Yeah, well, let's just say if you wanted to contact a dead family member or something, would you do it?
There's 0% chance that I would do it, because I don't know how you would verify that it is that family member.
That's true, yeah.
And even if it is, they're dead, let them rest. It's
That's true.
Selfish.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's really fucking selfish to think of disturbing someone who has passed because you can't get over it.
Because you can't let go of it, yeah.
Yeah, that's incredibly selfish. And I'll admit, people pass and it's really sad. And a lot of times it's really hard to get over.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll be the first person to admit that, But at the same time, incredibly self-centered and selfish to do that. Just the thought of it is kind of wrong.
Yeah, I kind of get that.
Whereas,
if it was something else though, not a family member, I probably still wouldn't do it, just because, first of all, I don't know what that entails, and it's again, there's no way to verify you're talking to whoever you're talking to.
Well,
so,
I guess it also depends on what type of seance you're doing, and if it's in the context of magic, then and you're kind of seeing something physically manifesting in front of you. That's different. I think the idea of talking to something and it not having a physical form and you not being able to see it and not being able to hear it, and it's essentially just an invisible threat. I think everyone would have a problem with that. But if it's something that can physically manifest, would you really have a problem with it? Because you can face it head on, and I think it goes without saying, if you have respect for most things will have respect for you. Yeah.
Right. I'm not very educated on seances, so I don't really know even what that entails. I just remember seeing in movies and shit,
I don't
6
necessarily
people.
know, the whole medium, fucking talk to dead people bullshit. I think that shit's blown out to where it's kind of
Oh yeah.
Fucking, I think that shit's played up and it's fucking misguided. You know what I mean? And it's misrepresented pretty heavily.
Yeah.
I'm not a fucking expert in the occult and esoteric. I know enough that I can talk about it, and I know enough that if I wanted to, I could probably partake. But say I want to talk to Alice or something, or even a Norse god or something, or a dragon. Would you consider that a seance? Because you're calling out to something with hopes that it
I don't know.
a favor. I would consider that a seance. And
Well,
I mean, if that's the case, then yeah, I would.
yeah, I guess that would
Undoubtedly.
be a seance.
So
But
yeah,
yeah,
in that
I don't
context,
know.
yeah, I would like to. I would be willing to do a seance without a doubt.
I don't know
But
actually
just a
because
random
like
thing.
isn't a seance always a human that has passed? Like isn't that like all the point?
Well, if you look at seances, there's always demons involved in it
Yeah.
because of popular media. So,
Yeah.
so that kind of takes that theory and throws it right out the fucking window anyway, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean that's movies and shit for you.
So if it was only a person, then there would be no demon, and like
Yeah, right.
Socrates is a demon that the first entity that I even said was a demon, and a pretty cool demon. He has like the head of a fucking lion, and he like specializes in I think science and mathematics or some shit. Uh, so like I think demons have been. I guess it depends on which way you look at it and what you consider a demon and what a fucking demon even is. Like, I don't know. I guess it depends on if you believe in demons and what incarnation and what that entails.
Yeah. I mean, does a Ouija board count as a seance? Because, like, that's kind of what you're doing. Right? Like,
Yeah. I wouldn't think so. I think a seance is more as like
I think it's
there's
more of a.
something like a item of power in the middle of a table and
Right.
people holding hands or even
Yeah,
you
exactly.
lighting candles and fucking talking to a power item or some shit like that. That's kind of more or less what a seance is, I guess.
Yeah, that's. I
I
don't
guess,
really think of a Ouija board as when I think of seance.
but I don't know. I guess it depends on what. I guess you could consider that a seance. I don't know. I mean, we've kind of just ran around in circles. What is a seance? I guess that would be the
I
first
don't.
question.
I don't know the very definition of a seance, to be honest. I just know it has some. It has to do with contacting the dead. I thought that's like all it was, but like I'm
And then,
not
I mean,
that
I
educated
guess it
on it.
depends. Is necromancy a real fucking thing? Like, obviously, you'd probably be hard pressed to find people that practice it because, like, even the thought of it's kind of fucking ridiculous, and like, honestly, seems like something you shouldn't do. To be honest with you, because once
Yeah, I
something's
mean,
dead, you fucking just leave it dead.
yeah,
But
I mean that's kind of.
necromancy's
Sorry,
sorry,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, I was just say that's kind of the message of Pet Cemetery. Leave things dead. Do not try and revive things because that's the way of nature and that's how it should be.
Yeah, I mean, if you bring something back from fucking sleeping, realistically, what good could come out of it? I feel like not much, because you're never gonna get back to what it was. It's never going to be the same, regardless
Right.
of how much. I mean, if you look at all the different media, like Harry Potter, for existence, the Deathly Hallows, how he brought back his wife and then she hit the air and just turned into dust or whatever, just like shit like that. I mean, stuff like that. It will give you what you want, but it's kind of like the monkey paw situation. You can bring something back, but you're not gonna like the state it's in.
Yeah, they're not. I don't know. I just have this feeling that they would never be the same because
No,
they fucking
they won't.
died. So
They fucking died.
they
Like,
died exactly. So
yeah.
whatever you get back is gonna be different, and it's not gonna be like, oh, everything's nice and dandy now, and he or she is back, and it's just the same as it used to be. Like I highly doubt that. Cause like I don't know, maybe I only think that because of like movies like Pet Cemetery, but I don't know.
In modern medicine, we kind of perform necromancy. Like, say someone's heart stops, they have no pulse, they're literally dead, and then we bring them back to life. I don't know. I think we kind of got a little off topic, but at the same time, seances just to talk to people that have passed, unless it's like a historical figure, and even then, it's just like hella fucking selfish. I guess it depends on what your view of the afterlife. I feel like if you believe in heaven or hell,
that would mean that heaven and hell are on the same dimensional plane as Earth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just don't see how you could like rationalize that, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess you could think something up, but I don't know. You'd never get confirmation, obviously, until you die. So, but we should go to the
I don't
next
know. I
question.
mean,
We're at like
okay.
19 minutes. This question might be kind of quick, but in what do you think hell would look like?
Well, I guess it depends. Like, to me,
Because
hell is supposed to be the absence of God, and I don't think God exists on this earth. I don't
yeah,
think God exists also. I think Earth is kind of hell. Honestly,
yeah,
I think we're living in it.
kind of how
I think
feel.
hell is. Yeah, I think hell is kind of just everyday life, and it goes to
Yeah.
say that hell is not all that bad.
I read a story.
Or,
I don't know what
I feel like
you're saying.
I say the kind of like the interpretation that most people just like fire and flames everywhere.
Yeah,
But
that's what everyone kind of
just
thinks.
I just think that's because of Dante's Inferno kind of came out, and Dante's Inferno kind of painted the picture of hell, where
Yeah.
it's just like a cesspool of like mud, guttural,
Yeah, people getting
know,
tortured in
things. Yeah.
cages, flames everywhere.
Fire everywhere. Yeah, lakes of fire and
That's what everyone kind of thinks hell
dry
is.
deserts where people walk for hours, never getting anything to drink. It just, I just think that's more or less media rather than
Yeah, for sure.
it's something that became so big that everyone just kind of rolled with it, and that became our regular interpretation. I'm not sure if in a historical sense that that's always how it's been. I really don't know.
Yeah.
I would think probably not.
I mean, I was thinking like, what if it's like everyone gets their own personalized hell? Because, yeah, pain and suffering is bad across every single person, but not every single thing is as painful for every single person. So what I mean by that is like, I don't know, whatever your worst like nightmare would be like your hell. Then you're just trapped there for like ever.
Well, isn't that kind of what depression is? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much.
So,
in a sense.
I don't really understand and I never understood why hell would even exist. Like, why would
if
God is omnipotent, why would he allow it to exist?
Yeah, who knows? Like, I don't know.
Because no matter what you say, the fact that he'd be willing to punish people for eternity because he didn't get his way would then make him not a good deity, like not good. Would make him if anything, just kind of a neutral character.
Yeah.
If anything, I would say that's kind of like lawful evil. If we're talking D&D like rules.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of a big knock against
like,
it.
Logic aside, like, what would it be like?
I know. I know. I feel like my first inclination was to say we're living in it.
Yeah, I mean, possibly. Maybe that's how it is. Maybe you're just born there. Maybe some people are just born in that plane of existence.
Well,
And
maybe reincarnate. I kind of believe in reincarnation. Maybe you're reincarnated into fucking hell, and then depending on how it goes there, you go to a different level of hell. I don't know, and then maybe you make it out of it.
Yeah.
I would go and say it probably doesn't exist, and that's.
I definitely say it's not real for sure. But
it's not real in any of the sense that we
not how we perceive it, I guess. Maybe it's like something entirely different. But like I read a story once. I don't remember what happened in the story. I don't remember why this was happening, but this guy got sent to hell. Um, I think he like died for a little, and then like in the real world he got like revived by like doctors or whatever. But he went to hell for us like I don't know, maybe an hour, but it felt like it was like a year or multiple years. And when he was in hell, it was basically just a blank white space, an endless white landscape of just nothing, like nothing at all, no sound, no people, nothing. And he was just walking, just walking for like years, and he got revived by the doctors, and they were like, you were only out for like an hour or so, and the guy was just like basically traumatized by it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of different stories of that, and there's so many stories of people dying and being revived that contradict each other. I don't know if you can necessarily take any of that as evidence. You
I
know,
really don't know.
and
It's
here's
kinda
the thing: is people take their experiences and they cater it to their beliefs. So
Yeah,
if
for
somebody
sure.
who is Christian has a out of body experience, it could be something that has nothing to do with Christianity at all, and they're gonna
Yeah,
say, "I saw an angel." They're gonna say this, that.
yeah, for
They're going
sure.
to cater it to what they know. Like they're going to skew it to what they understand, which is a human being thing, and like you can't get mad about it, but I think it kind of doesn't do justice to crazy experiences personally,
Yeah,
but
you hear that all the time, like people who they had experiences like that briefly, and they're just like, yeah, I saw God and he talked to me. It's like, I mean, I'm not saying you absolutely did not, but why that being your very first thought is kind of ridiculous.
well, you're gonna put something to what you know. Like,
Yeah,
it really just depends on your personal belief. If you have personal beliefs, whatever happens, you're going to probably try and rectify it, and you're going to put it in a context that you can understand. So I don't know. We could probably move on to the next question.
yeah. So, would you buy a doll that you knew was haunted?
No,
Like it was 100% haunted?
no.
Yeah. I
Would
mean,
you?
it depends. Like, you'll see like this doll it's haunted, but it's harmless. Like, they'll be like a child possesses this doll, and it's like not not dangerous or harmful or malevolent in any way. Then maybe like
No,
just to say I did it, but like probably not.
no, 0%. Unless it was like the world was Toy Story and all the toys are actually.
What I
I guess
think
you're
you
not
just cut out.
around. Wouldn't.
Oh,
What'd you say? Can you hear me?
yeah, you cut out for a second. I hear you now. I just heard you
Okay.
say something
If it
about
was like
toys.
that, yeah. If it was like Toy Story, where all the toys come to life when you're not around, I guess you wouldn't know anyway, and it's kind of against the rules. I wish that movie they did an in-depth analysis of that, and someone would just kind of explain the fucking how that world works, because I'm pretty interested in that.
I don't know. I don't know if they really
Like if they're
thought that deep into it.
But yeah, if the world was if it was like that, then yeah, I guess I would have no problem. But if it was something like I'm not going to say the name because there's negativity associated with it, but it's in Florida. You can look it up yourself, and it's from a poet. I think a poet owned it as a child. You can look it up yourself if you want. Just look up Florida doll. I'm not gonna say it because they say if you say the name, it's fucking bad,
I
bad
think I
luck.
know
So
what
I'm
doll.
really
Oh
not gonna
yeah, I
say
know
his
what you're
name.
talking about. I didn't know what you were talking about for a second, but yeah, now I do.
So something like that, no, I would not let that shit in my house. I would
Yeah,
not let that shit in my
absolutely
state.
not.
I would not let that shit in my. I don't even like it being in the same country as me, to be honest with
Yeah,
you. The fact that it
absolutely not.
exists, bothers me incredibly. So
Yeah, it's kind of disturbing, and I'm gonna say something that's probably gonna make you even more disturbed. I saw this video like a long time ago of this lady who said her doll was possessed and she got it from someone else that she knew, and the person got rid of it. They obviously they just wanted to get rid of it, I guess. But this lady was like into it, like she's had possessed dolls before and she's like used to it, and it was really creepy, and it could have been fake, but she would walk the doll, and what I mean by that is she would hold it, like support the doll, from an upward position, and the doll would move its legs, like each leg by itself, as long as she gave the doll some support. And how it was like how it looked on camera, there was no way she could have done it with her hands. Like there was absolutely no way she could have done it. And the doll was just needed support to walk, but it could walk basically. It could move its legs by itself. And it looked really realistic. I don't know how she would have done it, but it could have been fake. But that kind of creeps me out.
is that a video or?
Yeah, it's a video. I saw it years ago though, but I'll see if I can find it. It was really creepy.
Yeah, put a link. I'll watch that, and hopefully everyone that's listening watches that. But
I'll see if I can
the
find
answer
it.
to that is a big no. Quick.
Yeah.
Very fast no. Like
Absolutely not. Anything like that. I don't like dolls when they're not possessed and haunted.
yeah, exactly.
Like-
Just because of that thought.
Yeah. They're creepy by default to me. So like no.
Yeah, well, it's the whole uncanny valley thing, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Especially porcelain dolls. I don't like them at all.
Mannequins, really anything.
Yeah, it's all the
Thank
same.
Doctor
kind
Who
of
for that.
thing.
Doctor Who was never scared except that fucking first episode.
Yeah, isn't that weird? Like how they just had that creepy episode and that's kind of it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple other ones that are kind of creepy.
Well, guys, thanks for listening. We'll see you guys next time.